Three, two, one. Got it.
Let me see if I can get on here and read some comments on my other phone. Probably can't.
Oh yeah. And that way you'll check, make sure I'm live as well.
Yeah, let me get on here.
All right. Seems like perfect. Seems like we are live. All right, everybody. Welcome to our actually on this channel. It's second episode on the podcast on East versus West. First episode was done by Engin and Jam Zhang, but here we are, me and Paul Lin, gonna talk about what's up, Paul.
What's going on?
Hey, so today we're gonna talk about matches for East versus West 6. We're gonna talk about everything we have on the list. And if you don't know something, we're gonna play it off in some way because I was thinking actually me and Paul both are gonna be there. So maybe I don't know. We just gonna go with some blind assumption just so who's gonna be right, and the loser gonna end up buying drinks on Sunday.
Okay. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Something, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
there I would that's too bad. Like everything there is good, right? If there was some type of like mega painful experience downstairs in that spa, like where you get you like some type of weird wax done in your ears, maybe we could do something like that. Like, all right, Sunday, loser, go.
Dude, we got a massage.
Oh, y'all
in
went there? Okay.
Yeah, we went and got a massage. It was very, very interesting. I'm not gonna get into that on here though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Well, so we can come up with a torture. So, all right. So we're gonna go for. I have this card, and I'll pull up for the people just for a second, and so you can get familiar with it too. So this is for everybody, and for a poll to get familiar with. And I'll be looking at it, the whole thing. But we have 16 matches. I don't know if this is the order. This is just like I think the first official list that I grabbed. And I think Jerry and Georgie is the title match, so it looks like it could be the potential order.
Yeah.
So we see Paul work his way from like match number 4 from the bottom to match number 5 from the top, baby.
That's because of Roots Tom. That ain't because of me. Let's be real.
Nah. We're gonna give it some love. All right, so everybody gets familiar with the matches. We got 30 people in the chat, so that's cool. All right, so match number 16, Paul, is Effie Comic and Beck Beckett. So I don't know if you're familiar with. I mean, I know you're probably familiar with Effie a little bit.
Yeah, I know
had
Effie.
to do some YouTubing. Beck, and he's from Kazakhstan. He has impressive showing left-handed at Worlds. It doesn't say here, but I'm assuming the match is left-handed now that I'm thinking. Okay. But usually they do point it out.
Isn't FA's left right on par with his right?
That's what I'm not quite sure with, and the match does not specify that it's left-handed, but the videos that you see of Beck on YouTube are left-handed. So, but just going by those levels, they're both competitive, right? They both compete up there Worlds at that super heavyweight class. I'm not quite sure in FA. What's your familiarity with here? Or are we just betting against each other?
Oh yeah, this one's a little bit of a stab in the dark. I'm familiar with FA. It's hard. Like if I don't know much about a guy and he's from Kazakhstan, I already respect his level.
I got you.
So there's part of me that's like, all right, just based off of that alone, you almost want to give him the favorite. But being that I know FA, I mean, I guess if we don't know it's a right or left arm match. I think that makes it really tough to predict. But I mean, if we're picking somebody right now, I would go with FA just because he's known quantity.
Engin's yelling at the Axios channel.
What do you say?
Engin said we hacked his channel. It's all good, Engin. We're promoting the card.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you team F then or team Beck?
Yeah, I think FA. I think
FA,
FA.
all right, then I'm going with that
Yeah.
back. And
Okay.
so far we don't know, but basically at this point we're gonna bet Turkish beer. As soon as
Okay.
we're there, we're gonna see who is paying who. So far,
I'm good with that.
this is one. We're gonna see number 16. We've tried to document this at how many beers I end up
Yeah,
apologizing.
the main Turkish beer is actually FA, isn't it?
I
EFFE.
think, yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it's
that's
something like
it.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Engin is
So
in
I'm
the
a,
chat.
I'll bet an FA on an FA.
Okay, Engin is in the chat to make sure we behave and we know proper names. So he will correct us if we
Okay, good.
stuff. So hey, Engin, tell us by the way if it's left-handed.
Yeah. Send
Artem, can you
Engin the
ask
link.
Artem, can you ask Paul if he will sign a t-shirt for me?
Absolutely.
and
I'm not
Engin,
sure why you would want me
Engin
to,
asks,
but I'm
oh man, I feel like I'm in trouble. Okay. Number 15, Robert Baxter and Ahmed Yennerer.
So I don't know anything about Ahmed. I mean, I know Robert Baxter, and I know Robert's been competing at the world level in the
Tell us
Masters
about
category.
Robert.
He's been competing at the world level at the Masters category forever now. He represents Team USA all the time. He's
Well,
an
you can only
outstanding
do it
human
after
being.
40, so you can't do it forever now.
Well, how old is he now? He's been doing it for a while.
I didn't know. You
He's up
tell me.
there.
You were telling me about him.
Mid 50s, I
Okay,
believe.
okay.
And I know, he's just went and got into the whole stem cell thing like everybody else. And as
Okay.
Travis Bajan will tell you, it must be the fountain of youth. So I got to support Robert for sure, especially against an unknown quantity.
Okay, interesting. So because we don't know anything about Ahmed and I have to give him support,
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Okay.
there's gonna be another beer and Ahmed here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What are you drinking, by the way?
Ginger ale.
Okay.
Sugar-free ginger ale. Yeah.
All right.
Sore throat. Don't judge me.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I'm a ginger ale fan. All right, we getting interesting here. We have match number 14, Raymond Lippens and Doug Gerlich.
Raymond Lippens.
Oh, Coach Ray.
Oh,
Coach Ray.
man.
And
So
Douglas.
This one is really, really interesting, right?
Uh-huh.
Me and Coach Ray have an agreement that we support each other no matter what.
Okay.
We and honestly,
It makes it a little awkward knowing what I know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. If you look at it based off a body of work, there's no way to not have Ray as the favorite. He went 16-0. His level is improving. I think clearly. You pulled him, so you know firsthand. Doug has been off since the last WAL season, and he's been training. Doug pulled at a high level for quite some time. Doug and I have been talking quite a bit. I'm going to go train with Doug in the coming weeks, as well as yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb, and I'm going to put my FA on Doug.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna support Doug with the understanding that Ray is clearly the favorite.
Interesting. Okay. So I thought about this match too. I've talked to Coach Ray. I'm not gonna tell you what Coach Ray told me about his strategy for Dog because that's
Okay.
I can't say that out loud because the police might come to the door. They're like, "No, you cannot say that." So I can't say now. But so knowing, as you said, like so history of Dog for the past couple of years, he's been competing in a high level, but each time he did so was a success and not success, right? He always been at par versus anyone I think he went against, but it always ended up in an injury or something rather that. So there is you have to take that as a factor. And
for sure.
Considering how active Coach Ray have been, and I think the weight difference there a little bit. I know Doug started arm wrestling at heavier and working his healthy weight down. But I mean, I guess the weight is kind of there. I think Coach Ray could be a little bit heavier, but
how much is Ray right now? I think Ray's light, isn't he?
Yeah, I think right now with all the fasting he got going on, I think he's fairly in that like under 90 kilos. I'm saying
Oh
like
yeah,
I believe like the frame. I think
yeah.
I'm more. That's what more I'm referring to. I think Coach Ray is a
Okay.
little bigger guy, and it is the activity. I have to say that I mean
Hmm.
Coach Ray has to come there with bringing it to 3-0. You know, I mean that's the goal.
Yeah.
Uh, can he? Is it possible or not? We're gonna see by practicing his dog in a couple of weeks. And I mean, if he's there power wise, then hey, he's there, right? Then I mean, I
Hmm.
think is it possible? Yes, if a dog has not been completely on the couch and he
Hmm.
understands levels, I think he can be there, right? But
Yeah.
if he been couch potato for the most of this time, it's going to be a rough comeback.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
how
mean,
I know.
I like what you're saying. I think the weight, because Doug was normally a bigger guy, but I think he's only walking around at like 185 right now.
Right.
So I'm not sure like how much of a weight cut there's going to be. I know Ray, like you said with the fasting. Um,
Because I think Ray is about
I
200 normally.
yeah, but I mean, when I talked to him last East versus West, he was wanting to go down, down, like way down, and he had started the
Mhm.
fasting around that time. So I don't know how that plays in, but I do think frame wise, Ray's a little bit bigger, but Doug has the height. I think Doug stature wise is a little bit bigger. I don't know. Again,
Mhm.
there's a whole lot of unknown variables in this.
Right.
The whole idea of being super active and what does that do to you? It means like you're not going to be rusty, but are you injured? Are you 100%? Is there wear and tear? Are you ready to peak because of your activity prior? Where now you have Doug, who's had a 2-year hiatus. There should be no injuries. Everything should be working, at a high level. Does that benefit him or does that create, table rust? So there's a lot of
Yeah,
variables in this
I
that makes
think the
it really
table
tough.
time is depending there too. Did he have stable time during all that time? Was he trading at all? Like, what was happening there?
Right. I would love to see this match just go into like a deep hook and stop and be like great and epic one way or the other. That's what I would like to see. Don't know if we're going to see it, but that would be cool.
Right. So, okay. Well, we already had our disagreements here. So you going with Doug? I'm with my money. I'm going to with Coach Ray unless Doug
Uh,
proves me otherwise in a couple of weeks here, right? Because
right.
I love money.
Yeah.
All right. We have now match number 13. Mindogas and Nurdalet.
Okay. So give me the rundown on Nordalit.
Okay, so I did my good
You
research.
go first on this one. I'm not going first on this one. Your turn.
I did my personal video today, so it's like probably the only match I'm like fully like aware about,
Mhm.
which I did not. So it seems like as far as the rankings and the competition goes, Nordalet could be the favorite here because he like at the recent
Mhm.
worlds where they all competed at, I think Mindogas took like 6, I believe, and Nordalet was the winner over Prokopchuk, right?
Mhm.
So, and in the recent years, so Nordalet basically came to arm wrestling from like 60 kilos, so what,
Mhm.
143, and
Mhm.
each like I think not year by year, but I think he slowly went to 65, won worlds at 65, then went to 70 kilos, and I think won 70 and then 75. So he been coming up in recent years, and so he been actively competing at worlds kind of every year and doing pretty good and jumping, 5 kilo classes. And so he's up there with Prokopchuk where he beats him. And I think Mindogas I don't know if Mendagas beats Prokopchuk. I know he's up there where he takes his hand and they always in a war, but I don't
Right.
know who's the winner of who. But as far as like from what I've seen, I believe Mindagas has like somebody to beat here, and
Mhm.
so like meaning he's an underdog here, and so
Yeah.
I'm going with like Nordalet with 3-0 here, if I'm
You think
correct.
it's going to be 3-0? Three
Yeah,
zero.
just from looking and like maybe I'm not understanding anything correctly, but just looking by the power and the styles, I'm assuming Nordalet is able to top roll and pronate with the buckle, and he has the hand control
Right.
too, because he's a little shorter, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And Minaga's being taller guy and not having that um I don't know, probably that arm to really like create the same pronation movement. I believe
Mhm.
Nordalit can really do something here, and
Okay. So you think it's going to be a whitewash 3-0?
yeah, I mean, Dogas gets the crazy pronation and gets something in there, right? And we see in 3-1, but it
I think
seems like the internet makes me believe that Nordalit is stronger.
I was really impressed with Mindaugas against Justin Bishop in the setup. Like to me, that was the separating factor. It wasn't power, it wasn't hand strength, it wasn't like post go adjustments. I thought Mindaugas was really proficient at controlling like the optics of the setup, and I think that could be a deciding factor. So is Nordaleg going to be able to deal with that in the moment, the misdirection and a lot of stuff that he's doing? Mindaugas, I thought, was as crafty as anybody in the setup. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and I'll kind of go with my gut a little bit on this, or my my
The ginger ale.
I'll go with my affinity towards Mindaugas. I think he's a cool ass dude, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with Mindaugas, but I do think it's gonna be a very hard fought match. And if Mindaugas wins, we might be looking at something similar to the Justin Bishop match, something that goes 3-2, and maybe is decided by the buckle.
Yeah, perhaps this is somewhere where I believe Dogas is an underdog, but he has the
Right.
power. He has the time to
Yeah.
change the score.
I think he's a dog, man. I said like all the mind games and the stuff that I've seen him doing, like backstage and everything. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's pretty
it's
cool. Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
We have a $49 super chat from Todd and Oleg Lovechild. Does this super chat go to Engin? I sure hope so. Engin is the modern day father of arm wrestling. This is true. And the money go directly to Engin. They do go directly to Engin. So you are correct. I'm eventually getting my cut out of it, but
Hey, Artem, don't be telling people that they're not going to super chat. Nobody wants to
I
give
got
you
you.
money.
Hey, I want to make sure we're clear. There's no
I'll super
lawsuits. We
chat.
don't
Let me
need
get
no.
on here and super chat.
But yes, money go directly to Engen, guys. So, all right. So you go with Mendagas. I'm gonna go with Nordalet. So we kind of have good disagreement here. I like it. I like it. So, match number 12. We got Chance Shaw and David Arabuli.
Okay. You want me to go first on this one? You going first?
You go first because I believe you filled me in. I'm obviously familiar with Chance. I
Yeah.
kind of was one of the first people where Chance started arm wrestling, right? Been there, know that. And
Yeah.
the beat is from Georgia, and I don't know his exact level of placing. I know he beat a bunch of people, but
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where's he's at on his own.
So I know most of what I know about the is, obviously we were at East versus West and he was there helping coach the Georgians and everything else. So
Uh-huh.
I saw him there, but didn't know really what his status was as a puller at the time. And then Chance reached out with the match, and Chance, he's concerned and sent some videos to take a look at. There's some videos out there where he's pulling with like Levon in a deep hook and making them work. And, there's like he's doing some impressive stuff in a deep hook. The real question is, can he set that hook against Chance? And we all know how hard it is to hook Chance cleanly. Now, I think if the match goes in a hook, it's to be stay all day. I just think Chance's setup, his back pressure, his lock pronation is solid. I don't think that there's going to be a clean hook set. And because of that, I give Chance the edge for sure.
Okay.
Now, the tide could turn really quickly if a stop happens, or if a stop happens, maybe without the hand, and Chance gets dragged into deep water. We could see those tides turn. But I don't, I think this is probably going to look very similar to maybe a more hard fought version of the Zurab match.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I'm trying to see, is there any footage of David's competing? Like
I have
competing?
not. I'm sure there is. I have not done personal research to see actual competition matches. I've only seen the links that Chance sent me. And most of them were practice footage. Very impressive, very, very impressive in the deep hook.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing what was the actual weight of David if he were to compete in where he competed at.
When I saw him, the eye test would put him at around 260 pounds. My guess would be somewhere between 255, 270, somewhere around that.
So if he were to compete, he will compete at supers.
I would think, or a guy who cuts to 242.
Okay, so still in my opinion, that's
similar to Chance.
I got you. Okay, so
composition a little bit different, but similar stature to Chance.
Okay.
Short arm, big bicep, a lot of shoulders.
Man, for the sake of the argument, I will bet on David just because you go with Chance. But from just hearing what you said, I have to go with Chance myself here too.
Right.
Because this is not a blind match where we just don't know we're gonna bet. From the information that you guys received, you just explained to me the Chance is like the clear winner of this one. But again, not knowing true power of David here.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's 3-0 for Chance, because if David able to win one, then
then it could change really quickly.
Then I mean it can be 3-2 with Chance, I guess, winning the first two.
Yeah.
And then David take it from there. That's what it can be. Again, we're not too familiar, I guess, on the entire.
I think the whole match comes down to a stop. Can a stop be achieved? You know what I mean? Can a lane be prevented like in the first second after the go? If not, I think it's Chance's day.
Hold on, there's something changing my opinion. Somebody in the chat said M said, I think Arabulu finished top 3 at 110 kilos at WAF 2019.
Okay, 110.
Okay, with that being said, I think it's going to be 3-0 to beat.
Okay, just off of that, 110. What's the weight cap? Do we know? Because I don't think Chance is losing weight for it.
Right. Yeah. Well, neither will David. I think. I'm just. That's how much credit I give to. That's how much credit I will give to WF top 3 finisher. Right. And if and with that being said, if Chance now beats him 3-0, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's what I'm really trying to say.
I respect that completely.
That's where I'm kind of going with it. So,
but 110 makes sense. 110 makes sense. Like thinking back on like his bone structure, 110 makes sense.
All right, hell yeah. All right, so we both are gonna. Well, hold on. It's what I know. I'm going with David. You're going with Chance, right?
Okay, good.
Cool. All right, cool. We like. I mean, that's just from this, but I don't think he made top 3. He was 4 left, and he's lefty.
Now you're changing. Look at you. No. We're done. Next match.
Don't play with my money like that.
I'm getting my FAs back.
Hey, come on. They're lying about me the left-handed. Oh, come on. I'm going right-handed Chance 3-0. I'm spoiled here. Okay. Okay, and we did have $499 super chat stating Artem's cut.
There we go.
Hey, they give me my money. Thanks, Todd's and Oleg's love child. Justin Bishop saying hi, saying sup fellas. Hopefully I can get to Destin and see y'all.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yes, sir. That'll be awesome. All right, so Alijan Muradov versus Oleg Petrenko, left-handed. I can go first. We've seen
this one is
we've seen what Oleg did with Zurab, which that was great. Alijan just destroyed everybody at Worlds, but I was rewatching that footage at Worlds. He beat people he's not supposed to beat as far as his weight goes, in my opinion. But as far as the names, I cannot know nobody there. Like I'm not a super WF guy, right? Like to know the competition, but there was nobody like that. Like I know myself personally as a name, right? So at the same time, like I mean, it's impressive, but I don't really know how impressive. So with that being said, like we obviously know without that, we know the Aljan's left is also like it's still it's beastly. So
Mhm.
him and Oleg, it's a tough one. Oof. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they both perform really, really good with the left, and Alejandra is coming back of kind of like a 2 years off, I think, due
Mhm.
to his ban, and then well now
That's
competing.
like everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but now competing now, absolutely like he's shown that he's able to compete at high performance at Worlds, so that's already proven. Like, all right, he's back and he's back greatly. So, uh I don't know who you got, so I can bet against you.
Oh, see, I thought he was going first. You can't do that.
I'm gonna go. Man, well, you know what? Simply due to the fact I already met Oleg and he was the sweetest
He's
guy
cool.
ever.
He is. Yeah, he's a
I'm going with Oleg because he
okay.
performed well, he looked strong, and I believe his frame could be a little bit bigger. I don't know what's
Yeah.
Aljan's actual weight.
What's the weight cap for this one? 105?
I don't know what's Oleg's ranked at. Is he at 105 class?
10 have to be 105.
Okay,
Right.
then I'm assuming maybe that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how much of Alajan's fully 110
Yeah.
does he carries.
That's what I mean. Like what did he compete at in WAF?
He competed at the open super heavies, like 110
Oh
plus, but
wow.
I don't think he carries that. You know what I mean? He doesn't
Okay.
look it. You know what I mean?
All right, cool.
He may be like 225 guy, you know what I mean, at
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll go
Look,
with Alexander because it's Kazakhstan, man. It's Kazakhstan. They're savages. So you can take Oleg.
okay.
Little heart
Okay, I
bet. Yeah.
respect it.
I like Oleg too. I mean, I agree with you. The sweetest dude ever.
Okay. So according to Engin, Allergen was under 100 kilos, but he
Under 100 and pulled the open.
pulled
Yeah.
it open, pulled so,
Yeah. That's more data. That's all
and
I need to know.
and
I'm very comfortable with this now.
and killed everybody too.
Yep.
Uh okay, so match number 10. And but before we go, for the sake of the live stream, they did confirm that David took fourth right-handed and 110 kilos. So he
Okay.
took fourth on both left and right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's respectable. Very,
Well, I'm still going
very.
with chance. I'm still going with chance as my latest. Okay, match number 10. Farid Osmanli versus Corey West, left-handed.
Corey, 3-0.
Oh, really?
3-0.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Farid.
Okay, good.
I'm
I
gonna go
like
with
that.
Farid because seeing what Farid, and Farid's good both hands, but seeing
Yeah.
what he is with Vitali right-handed, what he is with
Mhm.
Silayev right-handed,
Mhm.
I mean he is to everybody but Zaur. And he
Yeah.
recently, I don't think he did such a great showing at the recent AMC tournament because he
Mhm.
just lost to, I think, Grigory Leshuk beat him, which
Yep.
is the Zloty Tour champion. You know, I mean, that's
Mhm.
also not a nobody, but
Mhm.
in a great shape. So, Farid is a great guy. I don't think many people are
For
familiar
sure.
with him nowadays, especially with him taking a pretty big break. He haven't competed in like what, three more years than that, and now coming back in a great shape. You know,
Yeah.
weighing 300 pounds, no injuries. I'm gonna go with Farid. Yeah, I think he got the
Okay.
experience.
Yeah, Corey's hitting a new level, and I think Corey is rising to the title that he is getting as North America's next best super heavyweight, especially left arm. You just
Especially after seeing what Pablo just did to Corey left-handed. Nah, I'm
dude.
I'm going with Farid all day.
Okay. All right. Well, get my beer ready.
Okay, so
I want it
three.
extra cold too.
Okay, well, I mean, you'll talk to the
32
bartender.
degrees. 32 degrees.
We will see on the weather in Turkey. Uh,
Okay.
Okay, so we have your boy out here, Craig Tullier and David Samusha.
Okay. Do you want to go first on this one,
Hold on.
or do you want
Do
me
you
to?
hold on? Do you think Corey just kills Farid?
Yep.
There's not a match.
Yep.
I'm like, why are we not even talking how depth they're going to go? It's a killer. I
Yeah.
got
No.
you.
No. No. Look. I mean, we're talking about. Listen, not to take anything away from Fareed at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying that Corey is hitting a new level. He is over 400 pounds. He is getting better every time we see him. He has no injuries to speak of. He just treated Cody Merritt like he wasn't on the table. And he's still he's still just sheer power, and he's just figuring like setup game and things like he's figuring that out now. He's gotten this far without really worrying about any of that, you know. And I just think his
Right. He's
trajectory.
just figuring it out. Hey, Farid figured it out 20 years
Okay,
ago.
all right. Whatever you need to tell yourself to make you feel better is okay with me. I'm just saying, get my beer ready and
I
keep it
got you.
cold.
I got you. All right. I just wanted to know, like,
No,
if
I listen. I like Corey too. So part of that's coming from the heart. The other thing is, I really do think that if somebody's going to carry the flag for super heavyweight sport, it's got to be him.
oh
Like
yeah, for sure,
it's got to
there's
be
no
him.
doubt about it. I
So
mean,
yeah, and I think he's ready for this stage. I think he's like life, like where he's at right now is a good place, and I think we're only going to see more and more like higher level. Like he's going to keep hitting new clicks.
okay, yeah. I mean, I respect it. I agree with what you said. I only disagree on the fact that he's beating Farid. Other than that, yes, he is definitely the
Yeah.
guy. So, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm thinking that's all I want to know. But I'm thinking Farid beats him in a decent fashion. I think Corey will probably slow it, but I think Farid smashes him 3-0.
Yeah, it's 3-0. Okay.
Yeah, 3-0 Farid.
Okay. Okay.
So match number 9. Okay, coming back here with Craig
Great.
Tullier
Yeah.
and David Samusha. I would like for you, correct, you going first because you familiar with
Okay.
these gentlemen's.
So there's a lot of variables in this. So I
Okay.
really like Samusha. Like I train with a guy who's from his hometown in Goga. And he says he speaks the world of David in that David has the potential to be the pound for pound best like Georgian arm wrestler ever to live. Like meaning he basically when he pulled me, he was all but off the couch. He was heavier. He's trimming down now. He's in shape. He's only going to keep getting better. And I think we're kind of seeing that, even though there was a little scare with Daniel.
Mhm.
But I mean, the fact that he was able to overcome that first round, win that, made it so much more impressive. So I do think that David, even though he's losing weight, is getting stronger and getting better. That said, Craig Touye hasn't arm wrestled somebody his same size in like forever. So
Okay.
we're going to see an opportunity for Craig to basically, maybe cut a few pounds for the first time since he was pulling them 142s way back in the day.
Right.
So yeah, we're going to see an instance where Craig isn't stuffing himself with sushi to try and make 198. Get to that level. He's walking around at like 185, 187, and he's smoking everybody around here. And I know what both of them feel like. So I think it will come down to a stylistic setup battle. I think Craig has the ability with his surges to surge through David, but the match is going to be won or lost in the setup and the initiation. Initiation not meaning Craig's normal explosive side pressure hit, but rather a positioning, getting to a spot where David is hanging on to him. If Craig can get David to hang on to him and then go sideways, I think we see Craig win. We see him win the match and probably definitively. If Craig cannot get that in the setup, in the initiation, I think it could go the other way. That said, my money is on Craig because I know his skill set, his tools. The only thing that he doesn't have as far as his advantage against David is going to be that long lever. He doesn't have a super long lever. But I do have Craig picked in this one. I do have Craig picked in this one. I think we could see Craig maybe, I think we could see a 3-1 or a 3-2, maybe based off of some elbow fouls. But the added centimeter is going to make a difference for Craig's drag as well on the
Right.
pad, the added centimeter.
there is a comment from Jason Marlowe about how many elbow falls will be called during this match. And yeah, there's a factor with Craig, but I think both of them are fairly short as far as the lever goes. I don't think Craig gonna have a
Yeah,
problem of kicking that wrist curl and hopping it in, right? I think he can
yeah.
keep it. And as you said, that extra size of that pad will
Mhm.
give him a little extra room to bring it forward and bring it back. So I like what you said. I think if the match stops and Craig's able to bring his shoulders pretty far down, he can be the winner of this match. But
Yeah,
David Doss has that ability to be there on
yeah.
the biceps too.
It cannot be the traditional side pressure surge.
Yeah,
If it is straight sideways, wrist to wrist, David is stopping that.
yeah,
And he's
and
putting his
we
shoulder in there, and then the match goes to deep water. And that's not where Craig wants to be.
right and
The hit has to be precise.
right and Craig's style of hooking, it's really more like, as you said, it's more like a hit on a bicep sort of, because like
Mm-hmm,
when you see him pull Todd Hutchings, that's
mm-hmm,
totally different thing. Like that's like
mm-hmm.
they don't work out for each other. So we
No,
might be able to see the same thing here. If
yeah.
David's somewhat with the same angle, he could be the favorite here. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, power wise, what do you think? I'm gonna go. You going with Craig here or David?
I'm going with Craig.
Okay, I'm gonna
I'm
go with
going with Craig.
David just for
Okay.
the sake of the argument.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I like David a lot, man. I mean, like I'm rooting for
yeah,
this guy in every match, except
yeah. I
for
mean,
maybe
I'll
the
be out there rooting. I'll be out there rooting for Craig. You know, what I mean,
Mhm,
as for everybody, I'll be on that side of the stage. You know, if
mhm,
help needs to be done, I'll do it. But
mhm.
for the sake of argument, for this,
Yeah,
I'm going with David. But yeah, from what you just said and from what you just explained, I can see it going. I don't know. I guess I don't know how the power match ups. It might go 3-1, 3-2 Craig with him stopping the match and blasting forward or being able to
mhm,
blast, without getting caught up in falls.
yeah.
But if David stops it, then we're going with David here, saying that's kind of how it's going to go. Right.
Well, when we get together in a couple weeks here and we work on
Oh,
the stuff, I'm sure we'll talk a lot about the angle to finish. So
I got, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay. So going back with two Corey West, we got Corey West and
okay,
Arif Ertem.
yeah, yeah. That's Corey too.
You got Corey there? Okay.
Mhm,
I'm gonna go
yeah,
with Corey right-handed for sure. I'm
mhm,
pretty confident in it,
yeah.
and yeah, I'm not.
He's if you got it. This guy's top roll proof. Like he contains Michael Todd all the time. It's all he does. Like you got somebody King's moving into your hand and you're trying to suck him down. You're going the worst possible lane against the King's move ever. All day, every day. That's all you train against.
Mhm.
That makes that hand, and not to mention it's the size of a grizzly bear's. It makes it top roll proof. So unless you're gonna go at this dude, like the only lane is to go at him, go
Mhm.
at his arm, go at his bicep, take him B side. There is no, once he has his shoulder on top of you, he's a load. And yeah, and he's got rotation too. I mean, more on the left arm. He can get in tight and rotate with that left. Right doesn't have quite as much rotation, but it still has the sheer side pressure.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I'll have to agree with you. Yeah, as I said, I'm going with Corey here as
Yeah.
well. But
Now,
it'll
the
be
only
interesting.
factor here, the factor here to think about is
Okay,
if you are right on the previous, if you are correct on your previous judgment on the left arm,
which I am.
and
Which I am. Let's say I am.
if you are, then that becomes a variable in the right arm because we all know what it's like to compete on different arms in the same day. And if you don't have the outcome, especially with your dominant arm, previous to your non-dominant arm, that could become a factor in this match. Now, if he walks through that first match and he wins that, or even if he has a war and wins it, I think this one becomes more of a one-sided match.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you
Energy's
said.
everything, man. Mentality, energy, everything.
Yeah, but I'm just seeing the way in my head how I see those levels. I'm still seeing Farid walking through Corey, but Corey beating Arif. That's where I'm at. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
do believe it's possible.
Yeah. That's interesting though.
Okay. So okay, and now we have this good woman match. We have Gabriela Vasconcelos and
Yeah.
Barbora Baitova. Hopefully,
Okay. I'll
destroy.
go first. I will never, ever, ever bet against Gabby.
Okay.
Never, never. And I don't know a whole lot about Barbara, but you can tell me, fill me in. But I'll tell you right now, I can't bet against Gabby. I think she's so. First off, she's just like the sweetest person ever, and she's a
Yes.
savage, a total savage, and she is like female. She is women's arm wrestling, you know. So I can't bet against her in any way, shape, or form. So tell me why I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm not quite sure. I think like Engin
Okay.
can help us out, and I think
Yeah,
last time
Hank can help us
Engin,
out.
I think last time I seen Engin comment, I think he did mention something like Barbora like walk through her class at Worlds, like the
Okay.
supers girls. She has killed all of them. So we kind of have to take that's the main thing we have to take into consideration, right? So she's like way well above her competition. So with that
Gabby's
being
the goat,
said,
man.
yeah,
Gabby's the female John Brzenk.
yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I do believe here that I'm going with this guy. So okay,
Yeah.
so Engen is helping out us with the
Okay.
stats. That's an impressive stat. That's an impressive.
Okay. What is that?
Barbora is 6'2", 275 pounds.
Okay.
That's a,
Shit. You
that's
know
a big
what? If
girl,
I was 6'2", 275, I would, I might be playing on Sundays.
right?
I would trade stats with her.
Man, yeah, that's that. I mean, that's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great size to be arm
Mm,
wrestling with, right? Like she,
hmm
I mean, you've seen that the way she,
hmm
how she can be like she gotta have long arm,
hmm
right? It's
Yeah.
gotta be, and
The
she's
lever
able
hat,
to,
definitely lever
right?
advantage. No way that's not.
She's able to put that weight on there as well. So I mean, so from that perspective, it has to be interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with her styles. I think that's will make a difference because Gabriella has her holes, right?
Hmm
We've seen it with Sarah. You
hmm
able to find stuff with Gabriella. I do believe it might come out stylistically too, like because coming back to Sarah, I've seen Sarah make mistakes. So that's size difference and
Yeah.
mainly the height. You know what I mean? Like because Gabriella is not 6'2", right?
Yeah. Not even close.
So
Not even close.
so with that being said, we do know Gabriella is strong. I think we have to think about is Barbora able to look at that match of sharing Gabriella and maybe apply and see the same holes that were happening there, right? Because I
Right.
think that's what I will do. Because that was
Right.
clearly like the only time recently Gabriella looked like a human, right? Unless you
Yeah.
want to go back to like A1 tournaments where Gabriella and Irina pulled. But
Right.
that's what you have to look at and see. And if Barbora is able to do the same angles, I think we might be able to see something. But if not, then yeah, I think
Sure.
Gabriella.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Engen says,
That's really interesting, though.
yeah, Engen said, when you guys see her in real, you will be surprised with her size.
I don't, yeah. Well, I mean, the stats say everything.
Right.
Uh,
But I see what
uh,
Engen is saying. It might be
yeah,
she
yeah.
might be
It's like we're
like
talking about
right.
probably three inches on elbow to fingertip.
Right, because
Yeah,
there's something about a woman that built like it like big athletes
yeah.
because I've known so another day somebody was bringing like somebody that I know was dating a woman and they brought this child of them, 11-year old with a hand as big as mine.
Yeah,
11-year-old girl. And her
yeah,
hand is just, I mean, technically, as this build goes, her hand is going to be
yeah,
big. It's already bigger than mine. I'm just happen to have like my size overall as an adult is bigger, but her hand is non-developed.
yeah,
It's the same size. I'm like, oh wow,
yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be a lot, right? So that's we might be able to see. Your Barbora's hand she'll probably take you by the hand and be
Right.
like,
And to me, that's the hardest thing to overcome in arm wrestling is a monstrous hand
all
with
right.
strength to go
So
along with it.
So I guess that leaves me and you with saying if Gabriella is able to contain it, she'll take it.
Hmm
But if Barbora can apply the same strategies as Sarah, I think she has the build to do so. She's 22 years old.
Oh no.
Oh, Engen is killing us.
Yeah.
Barbora in 1 year will be Levon of female arm wrestling. Oh
Oh,
man.
Angan, you're the promoter. You're not supposed to have an opinion on this. Now you're
Oh,
telling us she's the
he's
favorite.
given us very well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was not a neutral
I
stat.
know, I know, I know, I know. But I
Uh,
mean, listen. If she's 22, that makes her super, super impressive for sure. However, then like experience and all that good stuff, that has to be in Gabriella's favor too. So I mean, how technical are you at 22? Could you be? Absolutely. Or could you be so physically dominant? For sure. But I gotta think that kind of favors Gabriella a little bit.
right. Okay. Yeah. With the age difference and experience for sure. Uh,
You're dumb.
I
I just saw your message. You're dumb. You're dumb.
uh
Don't text me while we're on live. What's wrong with
I
you?
got you. So
You know what? The kids would be monsters.
I do
Monsters.
believe I do believe
Sundays.
I do believe that with what you said with being 22, yeah, I mean, I don't think it takes really that amount of years and all that to understand how you should approach a match. But I
For
can
sure.
see what you're saying where the experience can matter here, right? But if she approaches it properly beforehand and
Yeah.
has a good strategy and she sticks to it, and God forbid she has power to do so. Oh
Oh,
my
I
God,
know.
right.
That's the scariest part.
But yeah, I can see the experience. I think the experience is mostly comes to the tournament.
Yeah.
Super match pooling, if you can pick a strategy and you can pick another one, okay, the first doesn't work out, you kind of okay, it's the same person. So that's where now that I'm
Yeah,
thinking about
it's a little different though too, because you only got a couple minutes between. Like
right.
that's where
That's what I'm
that's where
saying.
it gets tricky. Like
Experience.
how fast can you think, and how well can
Right.
you
Okay.
adjust in the
Okay.
moment?
I guess I had to, technically, if you can build an approach properly, experience doesn't have to matter so much, right?
Right.
You've seen that where like some amateur pulling somebody he's not supposed to, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden he's winning because of
Yeah.
that weird thing that he does works. But yeah,
Yeah.
experience does matter here if you're in deep waters and you have to think fast and you don't have ability to think. And you're
Right.
gonna
To me, I think,
plan
like,
on
from my own perspective, the trickiest part about experience and the thing that separates guys like John is the in-match transitions, the in-match
yeah,
adjustments.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we all can adjust between rounds, but it's the experienced pullers that can adjust in-match. And John's just masterful at it.
Engin also saying, I said in 1 year, not in January.
Okay, thank you for the clarity.
So he's being neutral. He's being neutral. Okay.
Yeah. He's always neutral. He's always neutral.
So with all that being said, where are we going before we move into the next one?
Huh?
Well, what's our verdict on Gabi and Barbora?
I got Gabby. I got Gabby.
You got Gabi?
I got Gabby.
I got Barbora now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because you heard Levon, 2023 Levon. Not in January, late 23.
I'll be rooting for Gabriella if she's in deep waters, but
All right, what's the next one? We're going reading messages.
I love it. No. I'm just still debating on the experience debate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron is a wrap. Our number 6 match.
Okay, this one is really, really interesting.
I'm gonna read.
And I don't know enough about Curtis Cameron. Can you? I mean, like, I see it all. Like, obviously, I follow Pork Chop on everything, and I see him doing some impressive stuff. And I hear Devin giving his like confirmation of his greatness and everything. But have you pulled with him, Artem? I know you've been up there.
Man, I think we got to pull a little bit on the side table, and from seeing what I've seen, like
Keep talking. I'll be
personally,
right back.
I
Keep
got
talking.
you. Man, I really needed your positivity for here because I'm about to say that Cameron gonna get killed by Zurab, and now what I'm saying gonna look pretty bad because Paul is not here. But from experience standpoint, from power standpoint, Zurab is the favorite here,
Yeah.
absolutely. You
Okay.
just missed me saying how
I heard it. I
Portugal.
got my headphones in. I just had to grab some. I
I
heard it.
got you.
I heard it. I
But
give you some positive energy. What do you need, man? I
we
said
good, we
so
good,
good.
we good, we
I'm
good, we good.
supporting Curtis. I'm supporting Pork Chop, Team
I got
West.
Curtis is there power wise, right? He is not weak by any means.
Oh, I know.
Curtis
I know that.
is strong. I don't believe he is Zurab strong. I don't
Mm,
think he beats Zurab at this point. Is he there in that weight class? Yeah, he is. But not in that tier. I do believe
yeah.
we might see a good match, but he's not being Zurab.
I,
This one here is 3-0 for
you
sure.
think? So
Yeah.
what I want to see more than anything is because listen, we know that neither of these guys are going outside. Like I would love to see what I would like to see more than anything is a hook match in the strap. I would like to see it in the strap, very similar to like the Ron Bath match. I think if we're going to see a war, we're going to need to see them tied together
Mhm.
because I don't know what Pork Chop's hand is like. Like Zorab still definitely has rotation inside, and if his fingers get open, we could see it be more one-sided than Pork Chop's side pressure and heart is going to show. I would like to see them both like opt for the strap and go. Like, let's see it for real. Like I think Zurab is 100% the favorite. And I like Zurab and I see him doing these crazy stuff on Instagram and I love it. I like all of it. I'm telling you, this guy going to come to the US on a visa and I'm going to train with him constantly. I love the way he trains, meathead mentality. I love it. But I want to see them like, guys, if you're listening, go to the strap. Just tell the referee we're going straight to the strap, round one. And let's see it because I think that's where we could see the grinder.
Right.
But I have Zurab as the favorite, but I'm supporting Pork Chop. Like I'm hoping Devin's like assessment is on point. You know what I mean? And I got to support Team West, but I do think Zurab is the favorite.
I got you. Well, according to the chat, everybody in chat convinced that it's going to be a close match. I
I think
believe
it could be.
Engin
I think it could
refers
be.
to that one is 50-50. Somebody says 60-40. I unfortunately don't see it this way. Like, if you asked me, like, hey, can we set up Cameron on Zurab? I'm not gonna hate it. I'm like, I'll be sure. Let's do it. But I think it's 3-0 Zurab, 100%.
I think in order to beat Zurab, if you're not somebody like Todd Hutchins, that you have to take the Chance Shaw route. You have to kind of keep him out of his lane. And I think poor Chop is going to like welcome that lane, go right in it, which I love. You know what I mean? I love that. And like after Zurab's match at East versus West, he's like, give me Todd Hutchins because I'm going to go right there. And I love that. That's awesome. Like, I love that mentality. Let's just go there and see, But I want to see it. Like, I want to see the match stop. I don't want. the last thing I want to see is this,
Right. And Zurab is funny too. Another day he was doing like 200-pound wrist curls, and I
Yeah,
messaged him like, I'm like, I thought you're gonna do biceps. He's like,
yeah.
oh, no, biceps is coming that same weight. Like, must be nice. Must be nice.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
love it.
So who you got on the score?
I'm
I know
like I
you're
said,
gonna. I
I'm
know you
gonna.
have favorite as Zurab, but you want to
I
support the
do.
West. What you got?
I'm gonna support Curtis Cameron. I'm
Okay.
gonna support him. I can't. I think you know what. I'm hoping this match is like just. I hope it's so 50-50 and evenly matched that we see like this wonderful like hook war. That
Yeah.
is. We all want to see a 3-2, like a great match that goes back and forth. But sadly, if both people are going inside, it's usually 1 or 2 rounds, and then someone emerges. So I'm really really hoping that it goes that route, and hopefully Curtis can pull it out for the West.
Okay. That's good. I'm going with 3-0, maybe 3-1 for Zurab.
Okay. Yeah, I think if it goes Zurab's way, it's probably 3-0. If
Okay.
it goes his way.
All right, we got match number 5. We got Rustam Babaev and Paul Lin.
Man, don't ask me about that.
All right. Well, so I do believe Rustam might have slight advantage on the experience here.
Yeah, slight advantage on experience, slight advantage in pretty much everything.
No, so
Don't do me that
as okay,
way.
here's gonna be my assessment on y'all's build, right? So Rustam been considered as one of the worst genetics as far as Eastern European can go, right? He's short, small hand, small everything, pretty much. Yet that's how he. Unfortunately, that's how he was able to gain status of a legend of
Sure.
being able to just
Mhm.
plot for his opponents like Pauline is having the same status that he has, right? And that statue
Mhm.
that desires a lot of stuff, but he's able to do the stuff that he's been doing.
Yeah.
So with
Yeah. I
that
mean,
being said, um man, that's a tough one. I want to know what's your strategy. We talked about it before.
we're gonna
Uh
go as hard as we can. We're just gonna go as hard as we can. We're
where are we
preparing as much
where
as we
where
can.
where are you taking
Go
us,
as
Paul?
hard as we can. Huh?
Where are you taking us, Paul? Were you
Where am
taking us
where am I
hardly
taking?
where? You taking us hardly outside or inside? Where did the pole
I
train
don't
go?
know. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
mean, oh,
Plan A, plan B, plan C.
so you don't know. Well, you don't know there's a plan.
There's always a plan.
Because if you don't know, because I know Rustam knows.
Yeah. I know
And
where he's going. I know where he's going.
so
I know
because
where he's
Rustam knows, I have to go with Rustam, Paul. But if you don't
yeah.
know,
Of course you gotta go with Rustin. You'd be a dum dum not to go with Rustin. Are
yeah,
you
but
kidding
if you
me?
tell me that you know where your train is going too, maybe I'll go with Paul.
I'm not trying to convince you.
Well, I mean, I just want to hear it. Hold, let me ask the chat. Chat, y'all let me know because I'm kind of there's conflict of interest here, right? Like, uh, Angan said Rustam is a newbie.
Yeah. Don't be trolling us right now.
All right. I like. Okay, hold on. I like what people saying. Um, Prime Rustam wins 3-0, but we don't know his current form.
Yeah.
Performance enhancing pancakes. Yes, agrees with Engin. Um, can Paul pull through full sideways? Paul,
The
can
lane, the lane, the lane, the lane can't be directly sideways. It can't be directly sideways.
right? Because we know where it in where
Mhm.
it got Todd Hutchings.
Yep. Well, the Todd Hutchings match, when you rewatch that and really break it down, it's very interesting the way he sets up. Rustam sets up differently. He sets up with a slight dump knuckle. He's all set up for explosion. Never goes to the strap. It's all initiation, and it's almost. I mean, I thought his setup in that match was masterful against
Interesting.
Todd. I
Okay.
mean, if you rewatch it, just rewatch it and take a look at his setup. Exactly how he sets up, where his pressure is applied through the wrist and where he initiates. It's like masterful. I don't
Okay.
think that I'm going to get that same setup.
Interesting. Engin just said that yesterday Zura predicted this match as Paul wins it.
Ooh, that's because me and Zurav, we're like this. Me and
I
Zurav gonna
got
be
you.
future training partners. All
Uh,
right, I'm switching my support. I'm going with my Georgian brother Zurav. Sorry, pork chop. I apologize. Yeah, I give love to those who give love to you. Zurav all day, 3-0. Me and Artem switch that up. No FA on that one. I love
uh,
the Georgians. I really do. I love the Georgians. They're awesome.
oh yeah, Zura was awesome. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're kind of out of your opinion because I know you probably want to win it.
Yeah.
As far as the chat goes, nobody wants you to say your plan. And oof, I mean, I don't know. Hoping.
So just so from what I know
Man,
from digging around and
tell me,
doing a little
do me some convincing, Paul.
well, there's no, I'm not listen, I'm not on here to convince anybody that I'm gonna win.
Yes.
That's not my goal. But what I've been digging around, Rustam has been very active. He's not coming off the couch at all. Which to me is what I want. I mean, you could sit back here, you could put yourself in my position and say, all right, you know, what is going to give you the best variables to win? The best variables to win is Rustam shows up like eating Doritos and drinking beer all day, just living a good life in the UK. But that is not, in fact, what he's doing. He's training with Paul Maiden and and that team out there. He's training very hard multiple times a week. And according to them, he started in a manageable fashion. He is no longer in a manageable fashion anymore. So that is, I mean, if you're going to get the opportunity to face a legend, you want to get him in the best possible form. I don't want no asterisks around that. Like if I somehow find a way to win, I don't want an asterisk. And if I lose 3-0, I surely don't want to lose 3-0 to an untrained up version of Rustam. So I do think that I'm going to get the best version of him. And I have been talking to Paul Maiden, and we've been communicating back and forth a little bit with Rustam, and he's taking the match seriously. And that in itself is enough respect for me, that I appreciate it. That he's taking me serious, because I could understand if I were in his shoes and I wasn't going to take somebody like me serious. I could understand that. There's a case for that. So him preparing for me as if I'm a legitimate opponent is respect enough. So I'm going to do my best to show him that exact same respect.
All right. That's good to hear. There's a question in the chat, where we can take it there. Artem, if you will pull against Rustam, where will you go to higher the chances? That's a good question, because there is a plan A, plan B. Because plan A, I will top roll. I will go for that. I will see what Tim Bresnan did, how defensive. I will test that hand, because I know his hand to be smaller than mine. Right? I know the setup must feel a little bit different for me, and if that doesn't work, that's where you kind of have to be like, well, I mean, if he takes it inside, we going inside. So I'll just keep trying to roll until it doesn't work, and it beats into my head that, maybe trying to open the hook is the best option. But that's just off the rip, right? Just kind of assuming that's, kind of knowing Rustam's career, I have to really watch and see if that's hook is even openable. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Maybe it's always top roll. But him and Zoloev go in it as well. So you do have to see how much predation he engaged and all of that. So little details. I'll definitely roll first, because as a top roller, you have to assume, like, if you're stronger than somebody and you're just able to roll, you're rolling, right? They have to kind of worry about what they're doing, right? You just have to worry about getting the hand, getting the rollout. So, and if that works, right? But then if it doesn't, then you playing around that hook.
Yeah, the whole hand drag open top roll that Tim Bresnan applies with everybody is a very interesting avenue for sure. That's just very tricky to replicate. His pronation comes from a different place,
right? The
shoulder driven to the thumb pad. Yeah, it's interesting. I pulled with Tim enough to know, but that's definitely has to be in the game plan.
Well, I'm excited about this one. I, for the experience standpoint and how much I love you, Paul, and I am representing a Little Arm shirt. I'm assuming
OG lethal arms. Yes, sir.
I'm going 3-2, Paul Lynn. I'm going 3-2.
Thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I would rather have you say 3-0 Rustam, because I like to be the underdog. Just hate on me. I like it.
You know what? You know what? I mean, that's just me being pulled in. Realistically, Rustam's going to smash you. Like
there we go. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's what I need.
I'm going to give you the good Adam Brzezinski treatment, because every time Adam asks me, I'm telling you he's getting smashed, and he and he prints it out, puts it in his bathroom, and over dominates.
That is what football players do. Give me locker room material, please.
I got you. Well, I'll send you some pictures. It's all good. Well, I mean, I would like to hope to see a good match, right? Obviously, if I'm saving my money, Rustam smashes you, but
that's the ultimate goal. At the end of the day,
I would love to see a 3-2 Paul Lynn. I want to see 3-2 Paul Lynn.
Win or lose, we want to put on a good show.
Okay,
one way or another. The ultimate goal.
Match number 4: Farid Osmanli, Gennady Kvikvinya. We discussed it with Engin and Travis the other day, going pretty deeply in here, and it's gonna be interesting. It's pretty even match, and again, I think I'm a Farid fan, so as a favorite, I'm just gonna go with Farid, but Gennady, I think, can win it just as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gennady. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with Gennady.
you're the team Georgia today, right? Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
am Team Georgia pretty much all the time. I like them guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Gennady because I think he just has a huge heart. I think he's just like he's a savage when it like the match with Dave, and he's just a dog. So whether he is the favorite or not, I'm gonna root hard for him for sure. Because it's hard not to root for a guy like that, you know.
Engin said at some point,
Hmm.
I think we were talking about the locker room material.
Oh, what did he say? At
He,
some point.
yeah, no, he is. That's all. He is, so
Uh,
yeah, man, this is gonna be interesting. So yeah, um, Gennady and Farid, got you. So you're going
so you're
Gennady.
going with Farid?
I'm going
I'll
with
take Gennady.
I'm going with Farid. It's right-handed. I understand. As Engin was breaking it down, I know like mine and Travis's face was changing, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be interesting. That's like those like that top five. We get into some hot matches
Mm-hmm.
go either way. So, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just for the sake of the argument, going with Farid. But
Okay.
if United wins it, United wins it. I'm
Huge telling match for like
yeah,
the top guys. Like
yeah, for sure.
there's gonna be so much data being told in these top few matches at East versus West. You know, there's so much like as far as like how people would perceive rankings that are on the line with these next couple.
Oh, I think Engi was making fun of Andrea because Andrea Jack Villadze said, "I don't remember Rustam ever losing his hand, maybe against Svitan," and then Engin
Oh,
corrected.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got
All right.
you. Right, funny. Okay, match number 3: Michael Todd and Kidir Galiangarbaya.
Man, you go.
Yeah, I've talked about it, and I think me and you've touched maybe on some other time before too, where
Mm-hmm.
as I've said for a million times, not the biggest fan of the King's Move versus something
No,
else type of
I'm
fight.
not either.
However, there's so many every time Michael Todd brings new variables, right? It's different
Yep.
weight,
Yep.
right? Ongarbayev is also such a different, interesting build. How is he
Yep.
gonna approach it? Is has enough lengthness to go up high and maybe be able to bring that cup, but does he have
Mm-hmm.
enough that cup to to help with that linkiness of his? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because like I was at Monster Factory with Mike, and right before I left, we were talking on Sunday, and like the match came up, and I made the point that like you have to understand why people would have you as the underdog. Like he was talking about, everybody thinks I'm going to get smashed, blah blah blah. And you have to like look at it objectively and understand why people are giving you the underdog in this match. It is because we have a known quantity with Angarbayev. We've seen him against John. We've seen him come back. Like we know his form is good enough against John. We know all his previous data. He's hovered around the same weight classes, and we know he has that post top roll deep cut that can potentially be a problem for a King's move. So those are known quantities. And then you enter Michael, and Michael has just lost a mega amount of weight. He's going to be pulling not at 250, but 231. He's coming off the bicep thing. We just there's a lot of I don't knows. So it's like if Vegas is making the line, Vegas is going to make Angarbayev the favorite because of the known quantities, and that's all they have to handicap it off of.
Right.
Now, for me, I'm a big believer in Michael Todd's like heart. And we also have the extra centimeter on the pad, which
Mhm.
I don't care what you say, with Michael's move and the way he operates, that's a big deal.
Mhm.
So there is part of me that understands that Angarbayev is the on paper favorite, but I think like understanding Michael Todd's body size, like his body composition, he's been pushing himself to be a super heavyweight at a 6'1.5", 6'2" frame for a long time with a smaller hand, without the genetic abilities to, predispositions to be able to compete at that level. And yet he's still done it through heart and through his move and mastering it and all that good stuff. Now he's coming down in weight closer to his natural body weight. I would think the power loss or whatever would not be as much losing the weight. So I have Michael Todd favored in this one. I do
Uh-huh.
not I do not think it is a sweep. I think that Michael stands the chance of potentially being flashed early or having issues early on. I also think though, the minute he can sink that King's move and Angarbaev's wrist gets compromised, it's all over.
Okay, that's interesting because I do see, considering seeing how Kidergali put John, there is an option, I think, for that wrist to go, right?
Mhm.
But what's interesting of seeing people pulling Michael, it's how they approach it and how they change the styles and what they're going for, right? Some like Pushkar likes go for like that explosive stop if something happens.
Mhm.
There's an elbow foul, right? I think Trubin was going for like more of a climbs and stuff. So
Mhm.
Kidergali has that height, as we said. So I mean, can that hand go with Mike's King's move? Absolutely can. But
Mhm.
does the lengthness of his arm helps him maintain the wrist in and climb it over? That's what I'm not sure. So I'm not quite sure if I would call Michael as a favorite here exactly, but man, he does
This
look.
is this is such an
He has a good,
interesting
yeah,
match.
he has
At
a
the end
good
of the day,
chance.
this is super interesting, and it could be one-sided either way. But leading up to it, it's super interesting. Let me shut this door. My
Yeah, I
dog just
got you.
opened it.
But I mean, so with you saying Ballsy Michael is a favorite, I see what you're saying. I see that Michael can do it, but I don't know. I don't think I can say Michael is the favorite here. So once
No,
again,
no, 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 no. On
for the
paper, Angrabayev is the favorite.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
Well,
on paper.
who you got as a score then?
I have it. I have it 3-1, 3-2. 3-1 or 3-2, Michael.
For Michael.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay,
And
so
I'm betting like let's say Vegas gave it 2-1 odds. I'm going with the dog.
I got you. Okay, interesting. That's a hard one for me also, but I'm gonna do I see Michael as a winner? I don't think Michael could win this one. Now, I see. I don't know. Yeah, it's all this
This is a
very
good
close.
one. This is a good one to disagree on. This one
It
makes
is.
sense to
It
disagree.
is. It is. So with that being said, I'll go with Kidergali.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go now if I'm betting in Kidergali, I'll have to go with 3-0 score. I cannot give
Right.
one to Michael if I'm going with Kidergali,
I,
right?
I agree. I agree. If it goes Angrabaev's way, it's probably gonna be 3-0.
Okay, either way around, yes, but yeah, if for the sake of our argument, we go here. If Michael wins it, am I mega surprised? I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty surprised if Michael wins it, but if he wins it in the fashion where you just said, yes. I mean, I can definitely see the lane of. I guess I'm really contradicting myself, but I kind of do see Kitagala losing that hand, right?
Mhm.
It's just whether he could pull without it, and will he pull through without it, right? That's the
Right.
only concern that I have. Because other than that, I have Kitagala winning it. It's
Right.
just the Michael King's move at that weight can be a problem for sure. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, Kitagala. And
What
the
we got
chat
next?
chat seems to be agree with me. Number 2, John Brzenk and Irakli Zirikashvili. If you allow, I'll start it here because
Go
it
ahead.
feels like I'm the only person that kind of goes with what I'm saying. I don't really see Irakli as a favorite as everybody else.
No. No, who
I'm
sees him as
seeing
a favorite? Who said
I
that?
I don't know. I feel like
Who said that?
everybody I talk to feel like that John is in deep waters here, but I'm going with John as a good 3-0 here. Maybe the attitude of the chat will change right now. We will see, but usually so far the chat been kind of correct with us. Okay, somebody so
No.
far said 50-50. There's John Zank. I don't know if there's big Irakli fans here gonna say the Irakli gonna,
I,
but I've
I,
okay. So far the chat is like, hold on, what planet is Irakli the favorite? But
no, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
it felt like to me from seeing commentary from all these people. Timmy Turner says 50-50. Richard Gamrat says very
So
good match.
let me ask you this: how tall is Angerbayev?
Angerbayev, I don't know, but are we talking Irakli and Shabazang by
I
now?
know, but tell me how tall Angerbayev is.
Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming he's from Kazakhstan and he rides horses, so like 7'1".
Okay, he's
I
got to
don't
be
know.
taller. He's got to be taller than Irakli. His lever length has to be a little bit longer. I think Kidder Gali Angerbayev showed the lane of John's vulnerability. I think that he showed it, and I don't think that Irakli can simulate it based off of his style. I mean, he is pseudo post top roll, a little bit of dump, a little bit more whole hand, like strong hand, back pressure is crazy. But I don't, and that post lane that Kidder Gali kind of exploited through like that top knuckle. I don't think that Irakli can do that. I don't. And I think that, I mean, I don't know. John's just getting better and better and better on his comeback tour. Like I don't see this being where the buck stops, you know? And we know, like, listen, John's not going to lose 3 times the same way unless he's totally outgunned in the setup. So there's a chance that Irakli takes a round, maybe even 2. You never know. But I don't see John losing. I see John as the clear favorite.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, John does has a history, I guess, of like losing 1 or 2, and readjusting, or referees taking control. Oh, really? I really thought Angerbayev is really, really tall.
I think he's like 6'3" or 6'4", isn't he, or 6'3"?
Really? I thought he's much taller than that. So Engen says my guess is 6'2", 6'3", and he says that Irakli is 6'3" also.
Yeah, Irakli is surprisingly taller than expected. I think Irakli's more like 6'2".
I thought
Irakli was shorter until I met him. When I met him, I realized, oh, okay, I see why you're going towards that 105, 110 range, because he does have the structure to carry.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you have to look up to him a little bit, right?
Yeah, he's tall. He ain't short.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
Okay.
But I feel like his lever, like elbow to fingertip, doesn't look as long as a Irakli.
Well, and I think he's kind of jacked too. You know what I mean? That forearm is big, so I think the bigger you are, the shorter you look. Like it
could be perspective. Yeah, it could be perspective.
Drop good 20 pounds of Irakli, he would look like he is 7 foot tall, probably, just like.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen Irakli pull other smaller guys that we know, in the past at lighter weights, and he just didn't look. He didn't look in those matches. He didn't look as clearly big as he is in real life. Right. Maybe it's the way he sets up at the table. I don't know.
Yeah, so something I've learned, so Irakli is like way bigger than I thought. Especially compared to Angerbayev.
He's real big, yeah, he's big.
But I still don't see him winning that one. I mean, we do agree.
I've grabbed him. His hand is strong. His thumb pad's thick. But we're not talking about a John hand. You know what I mean? We're not talking about fingers. Each one looks like that, with a thumb pad the size of a softball and that hydraulic pronation. I just don't. I mean, to me,
I do believe he is able to sneak a win or 2.
I think that's fine.
I don't think it can be 3-0. I think we do talk about maybe 3-1, maybe 3-2 here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, John wins this one. But this one is actually, I would say, Irakli can bring in a good match.
I think so. I think it'll be entertaining one way or another. It's not gonna be quick.
I do appreciate Engen being with us here the whole time, providing all the secrets and comments. It definitely helps. It makes us look less dumb, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this dude. I'm going to fire them after the show.
Who gave them access to this YouTube channel? We're revoking. We're changing the password.
Yeah, next thing you know, I have to ask the password every time I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All of a sudden, the qualifiers are no longer in Florida and New Jersey. Give it all to Travis.
Oh man. Okay, so main final match. We have Jerry Caderet and Georgi Tsvetkov.
Yeah.
I've heard from many people that.
Tell me about Georgi.
Well, I've heard that Georgi might have a problem with that lane over Jerry's. That's
Yeah.
not the best matchup for Georgi, right? He's kind of a
Is that
power.
inside information? Because a lot of people are saying that.
It's more like commentary and some
Yeah.
inside information when I hear from like
Okay.
Bulgarians themselves, it seems like.
Okay.
But I guess so as far as the match goes, it's not in his favor, but power wise, we don't know. Power wise, we do know that Georgi is competing, he's active, he's winning worlds, he's in
Hmm.
a good shape. So we're gonna see if the power lane will align, but according to bigger dudes and from seeing the stylistically, Jerry is the favorite here.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's Jerry's such a tricky style that it makes it hard to make Jerry a clear favorite because that lane is so weird. You know what I mean? So like you could have a guy that has accolades that's done so much more, but yet that lane is just so weird. So us as understanding that lane, we're taking that and saying, okay, Jerry's the favorite. Um, but like who's the more decorated arm wrestler, who's the more current in the moment? I don't know. It's hard not to say Georgie's not like more established in the current moment. But I think knowing what we know and knowing how tricky that lane is for so many arm wrestlers, yeah, I have Jerry as the favorite too, but it's hard for me to really make him the favorite. Like I think he's going to win, but I don't think that on paper he is. Like when you look at like common opponents, you don't take into style, like take into account style, like so many people do. Like puller A beats puller C and B, and you have that weird thing, and you just assume because this person beat that person that they can beat the other person that they beat. That is not the case with a guy like Jerry. And that's where rankings and things like that get so weird and hairy. He poses a stylistic problem for certain pullers who may be quote unquote at a higher level. So yeah, I mean, I think Jerry's gonna win as long as he's healthy and he's over the injury he had.
Okay, well, yeah, I agree. As long as he avoided an injury,
Mm-hmm.
we see the healthy version of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that style, yeah. I mean, we'll have to see a pretty crazy match, I'm assuming. And people in comments reassuring us that Georgi knows his disadvantages and he will
Mm-hmm.
come correct, and he will not
Good.
go for the pure top roll that you
Good.
can't go in deep water. So that's good. I mean, you have.
Yeah, but who are you using at practice to emulate Jerry? Like
Well, I don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
we all know like don't over rotate. Like we all know like somebody can give you simple instructions against Jerry and say don't over rotate and
right.
don't expose your arm. But like it's easier said than done until you
Well,
have a
it's
plan
not
until you get to.
necessarily, I guess, at this point about as a really having the something to practice with this, knowing the plan, right? Knowing to
Yeah.
make sure you're not going for the pure top roll. But plus,
So,
Georgi's build is pretty interesting, right? He has a
yeah.
big forearm, big
Mhm.
biceps. If he's going inside, he might be able to have enough meat on him to block Jerry's press too.
Yeah,
Right?
it has to be wrist to wrist. You got to have the
Yeah,
balls to go in there with him.
he has at the balls. You have to have the size, and Georgi has the size. So
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting, man.
yeah,
That's where it's so hard to be like, all right, Jerry's the favorite, you know?
yeah, I see what you say. Yeah, for sure. But if I guess we're all speaking from general like stylistically
Mhm.
point perspective, right? If style versus style, technically yes, but that's where we're gonna see if Georgi is a well arm wrestler, meaning can he adjust, and if he can and he's a good arm wrestler, then we're gonna see how much power he has to those adjustments as well, right? So
Yeah.
and able to go through the angles that he is required to when pulling somebody weird like Jerry. So
Mhm.
we'll
I'm
see.
with you.
I'm and you're right, like Jerry is a weird one to go against, right? Like I've practiced with Jerry once, and obviously everybody is silly because everybody thinks they can just beat him, right? Because like, oh, it's
Mhm.
Jerry, it's practice,
Yeah.
wrist always goes, but like
Yeah.
it's a little different in the tournament. But
Yeah.
its forearm is long, right?
Yeah.
You think you got the top roll, but you'll run out of the pad, and he's still in
Mhm.
it. Like that.
Mhm.
The wrist is just about to go, and you already have no room. So it's a
Mhm.
tough one to deal with. So, um, Well, assuming Georgi is able to switch up the styles and do something different, we can go with Jerry 3-2-1.
Yeah, I like
3-2.
Jerry at 3-3-1 or 3-2 because Jerry will he'll find a way to make it interesting one way or another. It'll be
Yeah,
a war. It'll be a great finishing match for sure.
yeah. And if he comes in a great shape and Georgi happens to smash him, it's great. Good for Georgi. You know what I mean? It's a tough
Absolutely.
opponent to beat. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Great card. So anything you want to say, Paul? I know we took a lot of your time today before we
No,
wrap
it's
it all up.
good. It's good. It's good.
I
Hey,
got you.
we need to outro this thing. Maybe we can cut this and put it up front. Maybe give it a. We didn't really introduce the channel, ask for subscriptions, and do all that good stuff
All
up
right.
front.
Well, hey guys, if you made it all the way through, y'all be in at East versus West Armwrestling channel. Please make sure like and subscribe. It's we have Paul here as a guest. Paul's link to his channel is under the description. And we talked about East versus West 6. That's happening on January 21st. We got 16 matches that you can purchase right now. Link to purchase them under the description, or you can go to Core Sports website, purchase it there. And
Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. This is the official East versus West YouTube channel, right? We've all watched so many matches for free on Angin Terzi's channel. This channel is out there now being co-managed by some other people. Everybody has skin in the game on this. Please give these guys a little bit of love. Like, subscribe, share, help grow this channel along with Angin's. Angin is doing so much for the community. It is our job to support if we support arm wrestling. These pay-per-views are very, very affordable. Please, by all means, buy them. Buy them. It's $15. It's 6 hours worth of entertainment that you can watch at any given time. I make sure that even if I'm competing in these events, I also buy them because it is my job to do my due diligence to support the sport of arm wrestling. Thank you, Angin, for everything you do. Artem, thank you for having me on the channel. I'm here anytime you need me.
all right. Hey, I was there and I also bought a pay-per-view. So
Yes,
that's
that's
always
what we
great.
got to
That's
do,
awesome.
man. You got to walk the walk.
Right. Hey, before we go, there has been a request for honest opinion of Zaur Paizulayev, and I'm not sure how you've been following on Zaur.
I've been following it. I just did a video on my channel about it with Pradeep.
Okay.
So yeah, I did follow that. Zauer right now to me is the most interesting prospect for Levon. It doesn't mean that I think that he is ready to defeat him. To me, stylistically, stature-wise, skill set-wise, like genetic-wise, he poses the most interesting opportunity. I do think that we need to see him compete in at least one super match one-on-one. But I feel like Zaur right now is a more interesting matchup for Levon than Hermes is, personally, just based off of what I saw at the AMC tournament. Total dominance.
Got you. Okay. I'll go a little deeper because I've been following Zaur since about 2014, probably 2015, when he just first was competing and starting to beat everybody at overalls at Anna's tournament, the Mosque tournament that were happening in Russia. And me and Zaur happened to be from the same home state as well. We were from the
Okay.
Siberian region. So I have like a little homey feeling, right? So uh I've been a follower, so now it's actually I've been probably, I mean, it's, I'm actually not gonna say what I was gonna say, but I knew about him early on, and it's cool to see him actually pop off right now to
Yeah.
everybody's like, hey, like, Zohar, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I knew Zohar before everybody else knew Zohar. Like, it's cool to
Mm-hmm.
see him pop off and be the guy. And he does look like the guy. You know how everybody's like, oh, that's the guy that not like
Mm-hmm.
do see Zohar coming to the tournaments, bringing that shape, even though he has problems, right? He did have COVID before this AMC tournament, right? And he still came and crushed, right? So
Yeah.
that's interesting to see all of that. And we don't really know how well he can match up with Lemon, but it's clearly that he's probably the guy to get that shot.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I agree. I agree. It's going to be really interesting, especially when these guys are able to compete in East versus West in the coming months here.
Right, right. So we'll see if they're able to compete in the matchup. It'll be super exciting, and hopefully we'll see him at the table somewhere here. Well,
All right, well, I got to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's close this out. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Artem, for having me on.
thank you,
The
Paul, for
ginger ale
being
running
here.
through me.
Yep, yep. Good luck with the ginger ale. Thanks for being here for an hour and a half, and I'll see you next time, or I'll just gonna see you in a couple of weeks here
Couple of
in
weeks.
Turkey.
Couple
Oh
of
my
weeks.
God,
We're gonna learn.
there's a lot.
We're gonna learn the low hand top roll. How about
Yeah,
that?
I
Show me
can't.
the wizardry. I
You're
don't
gonna
want to
have.
know.
Maybe you have a super match in the future. You're not gonna.
I don't want to get away from me.
Can't teach
Goodbye.
you.
Goodbye. Mic drop.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you the next one.